Luigi's Mansion, which released in 2001 on the Nintendo GameCube, is all about rescuing your famous plumber brother Super Mario from ghosts while collecting lots and lots of Yippee Skip Yahoo coins so that you can buy a nice house for Luigi at the end. After my crushing defeat in my previous Donkey Kong Country coinless run, I started thinking about other games that I could try to beat coinless, but for real this time. Of all of my favorite games, Luigi's Mansion seemed like it had the most potential as a fun coinless challenge game. Money plays an incredibly prominent role in Luigi's Mansion. Almost everything Luigi does in the game, from exploration to combat, will result in some form of monetary compensation. With treasure playing such a major role, would it even be possible to beat Luigi's Mansion without any? Is it possible to finish the game with our grand total at the end coming out to a flat 0 gold? Well, the short answer is no. Because no matter what, Luigi is forced to pick up the gem from King Boo's crown at the end of the game. Wow, great, another crushing defeat. That's it, thanks for watching, see you next time. But wait! What about the rest of the game? Can you beat the rest of Luigi's Mansion without picking up any treasure? Let's find out in this week's episode of... What? Is it really possible to do that in Luigi's Mansion for the Nintendo GameCube? Before we start the playthrough, let's go over the different kinds of treasures that appear in the game, as well as the 4 rules I've set for this challenge. The 3 most common types of treasure in Luigi's Mansion are paper money, gold money, and coin money. This stuff can be found pretty much everywhere, from inside furniture to inside some kinds of ghosts. We need to be very careful about where we aim our vacuum, because if we accidentally hit certain furniture with our suck, it can erupt into treasure, and like Sonic says, that isn't good. Gems are less of a problem in this run, except for one. Because oftentimes you need to actively hunt for them. As long as we're not looking for them or secret areas or whatever, we won't have to run into, these guys won't even be a problem. Pearls, on the other hand, could be a problem, but I'll discuss those if and when we reach our first portrait ghost. Now that we've gone over all of the deadly, evil, spooky, awful, yum yum delicious treasure you'll find in this challenge, let's go over the rules of the challenge, shall we? Rule number 1's pretty obvious, no money. Just don't pick up any money. Anything that adds to Luigi's money counter at the end of an area is not allowed. Rule number 2, if Luigi collects any money accidentally, we have to load a save. Rule number 3, no cheating by intentionally getting hurt. In Luigi's Mansion, if you take damage from like a fake door or getting punched by a ghost, you drop coins. That's cheating. If you pick up an accidental coin, just reload your dang save, you dungus. Finally, rule number 4, no glitches or exploits. We can skip optional areas and content, but we have to progress through the game naturally. No going out of bounds and stuff like that. But now that we've got all the boring details out of the way, we can actually start going through the game from the start. Are you ready, Luigi? Are you ready to finish the game in poverty? Thankfully, the run starts out pretty easy. The prologue is totally safe. There's no treasure to worry about at all, so Luigi can just grab this key and unlock the door upstairs to meet up with this old man named Elvin. He takes Luigi back to his lab, teaches him how to use the poltergust, gives him some snacks and a juice box, and then sends him back on his merry way to the mansion to begin the game proper. Once in the foyer, the first thing we have to do is talk to the Mushroom Man. Our fungal friend here is how we save the game and is totally invaluable for the run. Given how easy it is to accidentally collect treasure, we need to save as often as possible. After saving, we can make Luigi walk up the stairs, which is kind of funny, look at the way he walks. As we make our way up to the second floor though, we might notice something that could be a problem. No, this isn't just a ghostly trick. There's a line of coins leading up to this door, and we gotta use that door soon. But fortunately, soon is not right now, so we can head up to the parlor, which is where we met Mr. Gad previously. To our plumber's horror though, this room also has loose coins strewn about. It's a little tricky, but it is possible to clear out this room without collecting any coins. Luigi defeats all the ghosts and collects the key and enters the anteater room, which is directly north of here. Hooray! I recommend saving after clearing every room, but that's really up to you. The next few rooms are simple and thankfully don't feature any loose coins at all. As long as we can avoid disturbing the furniture, we'll be fine. The wardrobe does feature our first rascally treasure ghost, which if we accidentally capture, will explode into money. These guys can be tricky to catch even if you're trying to catch them, so they shouldn't be too much trouble. After clearing the wardrobe, we get access to another save boy, and then the key to the western hallway, where our first portrait ghosts are. But oh no, do you remember the problem? This could get messy. This is the part I was worried about. There's a line of coins leading up to this doorway, and we need to get past them. This looked like it was going to be a nightmare to figure out, but thankfully there's actually just enough space to squeeze through these 2 coins right here without much trouble. Hooray, oh no. The western hallway is also filled with coins, and they're laid out in a line, and there are way more of them this time. It also looks like the gaps between them might not even be big enough to squeeze through. Could this be the end of our run? Would Luigi's journey end here? Judging by the length of the video, probably not. Thankfully, our first portrait ghost is right here and we don't have to worry about the coins yet, so let's just head inside and think about how to deal with those coins in a few minutes. Portrait ghosts are sort of the main attraction of Luigi's Mansion. They are quite literally the heart and soul of the game. Even today, they remain so out of place and eerie in the Mario series that they're ultimately what makes the game so memorable. They contribute so much to the identity of Luigi's Mansion and make the mansion itself feel so much like a real place and like it has some unsettling history to it. I love these guys so much. That being said, for a treasureless run, they can be a gigantic pain in the dick. Portrait ghosts are the source of the final kind of treasure you'll find in Luigi's Mansion, pearls. Here's how they work. Portrait ghosts have 100 HP that will steadily decrease as you try to pull them into the poltergust. As you attempt to capture them, they'll fight back, flailing around the room, dropping pearls in the process. Here's the interesting part though. Portrait ghosts drop 1 pearl per 10 HP they lose, meaning they'll drop 10 in total. The more HP you're able to drain from them without them breaking free of the vacuum's pull, the bigger the pearl they'll drop. Draining all 100 HP in a single go is faster and it feels really great to pull off, but in a treasureless challenge, this will essentially turn the room into a minefield with pearls all over the place. So if you want to play it safe, you can intentionally release a ghost after only taking a tiny chunk of its HP. The pearls will even despawn if you wait long enough, so if you want to be really safe, we can chip away at a ghost's health slowly and wait for the pearls to despawn. This is incredibly tedious though, so I really only recommend doing it in smaller rooms with less area to maneuver around. Our first portrait ghost, Nurgle, actually isn't too much trouble. His room has plenty of space for avoiding pearls and there aren't any loose coins to worry about. After catching him, we get the key to the bedroom, which is at the end of the hall, which means now we have to deal with the horrible coins. These coins, as far as I could tell, could not be walked between. There just wasn't enough room for Luigi's large body to fit through. This would have proven to be the end of our quest if it weren't for the vacuum's ability to interact with the physics objects in the game. With some careful taps of the R trigger, you can actually just barely move the coins without collecting them. This requires a bit of luck, but if we can manage to get these coins into a favorable position, it's possible to squeeze through them. Hooray! Lydia is just as simple to capture as her husband was, so after defeating her, we get the key to the baby's room. Thankfully, there aren't any coins in the hall blocking our path, so we're able to head inside without any problems. Boy, I hope there aren't any annoying coins in this room. The rocking horse is literally surrounded by a barrier of coins, and we need to use the vacuum on the rocking horse to wake up the dang baby Chansey. Just like in the hallway though, our green plumber can use his poltergust to move the coins out of the way and then activate the rocking horse without collecting any coins. Once we wake up the baby, all we gotta do is hit him in the face with the ball, and then the actual fight starts. The boss itself is really simple, and there aren't even any pearls to dodge during it. After we beat him, we get the big key, and we finished Area 1 without collecting any treasure at all. Feels really good to see this total at the end coming out to 0. I hope we get to see it for the rest of the game. Area 2. Area 2 starts off way easier than Area 1 because the developers stopped scattering loose coins all over the place. The playthrough proceeds pretty normally for now though. We get the key from the bathroom, capture the Shy Guys and the portrait ghosts in the ballroom, and then enter the storage room and accidentally release King Boo. Oops, Luigi, you silly man, what have you done? After this point, most rooms in the mansion will have boos hiding in them, including rooms we've already cleared. Boos hide themselves within furniture, which means in order to reveal them, we're going to need to interact with objects in the mansion, which could be dangerous. The Game Boy Horror has a built-in boo radar that blinks red when a boo is near, but if we accidentally examine the wrong piece of furniture while hunting for boos, we might earn some treasure. There are 50 boos to capture in the game, but we only need 40 to reach the final boss, so that gives us a decent amount of wiggle room. Let's keep going. Luckily, in terms of clearing rooms and capturing portrait ghosts in Area 2, we run into very few problems. Some of the room layouts can make avoiding pearls a pain in the ass, like here with the butler's room. You wait there for those to despawn, Luigi. Don't even think about it. Nothing else really causes many issues though. We're able to get the fire emblem and capture Melody completely treasureless before making our way to the dining room. The dining room can cause some problems, but capturing Mr. Yum Yum is actually entirely optional. I tried for a while, but avoiding the pearls in here with such little space to move around was way too annoying. So I ordered this meal to go and got the heck out of there. After that, we can get the water emblem, catch Spooky the ghost dog, and beat Bogmire all without any problems. With that, we can return to EGAD and happily report to him that we are still completely broke. Good job, Luigi, I knew you could do it, hooray! Area 3 of the mansion begins with a walkout into the courtyard. This place is pretty safe. We just gotta grab the key from the well, the letter from the birdhouse, and comfort this crying toad man who will let us save. Chunk Astroblast is our next portrait. Chunk Astroblast is our next portrait ghost, and for whatever reason, I had a ton of trouble avoiding pearls in here. I don't know if it's the layout of the room or if this dude pulls Luigi harder than the other ghosts, but catching this gentleman without collecting pearls sucked. This guy might even be optional because you get the key from the treadmill here. Let me just check. Yep, he's optional. Fantastic. Hooray. Area 3 continues smoothly as we get the ice emblem, capture Shower Ghost, and capture Grandma, all the while collecting any booze we can along the way. After Grandma, we actually have to backtrack to the hallway with all the coins in it from Area 1. There are 2 boys there, and we gotta catch those boys now. Unfortunately, the coins persist even after starting Area 3, so we have to do our old suction trick to get past them. The fight with the twins requires us to catch 2 ghosts at once, but only the airplane boy drops pearls. If we catch Car Boy first, the fight becomes way more manageable. Just watch out for the bombs and the pearls, and we shouldn't have much trouble. With the twins disposed of and Mario's shoe collected, haha, now all we have to do is make our way back to the uh-oh. Could this be it? Could this be the end of our run? Was all of Luigi's work up until this point for nothing? After defeating the baby in Chapter 1, we were automatically teleported out of the mansion, so we never had to leave this hallway ourselves. We can enter the hallway without picking up any coins, but leaving it forces Luigi to walk over this coin as he passes through the door. Resetting the game would get us out of this situation as it would place us back at the start of the mansion, but that sort of felt like cheating, and I wanted to see if there was any solution to this that didn't involve resetting the console. While this situation may seem totally hopeless, after thinking about it for a minute or so, I remembered that there was something in this area that could help us. The key to our escape lies in the bedroom. Something in that room can definitely help us get back to the foyer without collecting that coin. Can you see it? Look closely. Have you figured it out? That's right, the window. The window is broken, which means that we should be able to climb out onto the balcony. Hey Toad, could you lend us a hand? Despite my best efforts though, Luigi refused to climb out the window and Toad refused to help us. I even tried examining the window with the Game Boy Horror and Luigi commented on it being broken. That had to be a subtle hint from the developers that Luigi was able to climb outside. Come on Luigi, think! You can figure this out, I know you can! I tried pulling the bed over to the windows to see if I could climb up on top of that, but again, Luigi refused to cooperate. Could this be the end of our run? Was it really impossible to get out of it? No, I'm already tired of this bit. I'm sick of it. It was a lot funnier when I was writing it down. Next bit, wrap it up, fellas. After warping back to the foyer.
To the foyer, I have a little surprise for you.
Mario?
After warping back to the foyer, we can go to the billiards room and collect our friend Sammy Slapshot. He isn't actually required, but I got him anyway, because why not? This challenge is super easy, and honestly, it's not even remotely as interesting as I thought it would be. Our next stop on this exciting journey is collecting Mario's star by blowing up the fucking moon. Good job, Luigi. After we have that, we can head back to Madame Clairvoyante to show her all of Mario's things. We can capture her with no problem, then head upstairs to the safari room. Did you know that there was supposed to be a safari ghost in here? I ended up accidentally collecting a coin in here from the overhead lamp, I think, which was fantastic, but I made it through the room on my second try, hooray. Next up is the third boss, Boolossus, and there aren't even any treasures to worry about, so that makes the fight easy, right? Wrong. For whatever reason, every time I fight this boss, I feel like I have more trouble than I did the last time I fought this boss. It took me like 5 hours to beat him this time, and I definitely died at least once. Boolossus actually counts for like 15 boos though, which is a nice bump to our boo total. Great script. After defeating Boolossus, we finished Area 3, and we still don't have a single dollar to our name. Just one more to go! Terrifyingly, as soon as we make our way back up to the roof, lightning strikes the mansion and causes the power to go out. But then the phone rings and EGAD tells us to go turn the power back on because it's dark. Great idea, genius. Also, did you guys know that when Luigi is in this room and the lightning strikes, well, it almost looks like... It's too scary, let's just keep going. What an incredibly dark and terrifying Easter egg that was definitely intended by the developers, and it is not just the lighting engine acting wonky. Before we turn the power back on, we have to catch Uncle Hubert from the wardrobe room to get the key to the generator room. Once the lights are back on though, it's smooth sailing again. The phone room can be dangerous because you've got to find and capture these skeleton ghosts that hide in treasure chests, but some of the treasure chests actually have treasure in them, so you gotta watch out. Be careful, Luigi. Then, after you catch all the skeleton ghosts, a new treasure chest spawns, and guess what's inside it? Wow, tricked by treasure chests twice in a row, Luigi. Good job. It's almost like maybe you should be careful of treasure when opening treasure chests. Catching the clockwork soldiers is easy, just save the blue one for last because he's the one that has the pearls. After defeating them and clearing off the roof, we can head over to the armory. There are a bunch of treasure chests in this room as well, but I'm pretty sure that they all contain ghosts, so opening these ones isn't dangerous. Next room. Capturing Jar Ghost in the jar room isn't a problem, and after we do that, we can start exploring the basement. Frosty Filbert is definitely the portrait ghost that I had the hardest time capturing pearl-less. Even on casual playthroughs, this guy puts up the biggest fight. You gotta use fire to defrost him, avoid his ice spike attack, dodge his falling icicles, and then in addition to that, the floor is slippery, and we gotta worry about pearls. It took me a few tries, but beating him pearless is possible. I know you're very shocked at this point. After him, all we've gotta do is capture Vincent Van Gogh, who I think looks just like Jimmy's dad from Jimmy Neutron. Because of this, for the rest of the video, I'm going to be referring to Vincent Van Gogh as Hugh. For a final portrait ghost though, this fight is really easy, and after we win, we get the key to King Boo's room. By now, you should have close to 40 boos, but if you don't, just go look for more, dummy. Finally, we can head to the basement one last time and challenge King Boo. This fight, surprise, surprise, plays out entirely normally because he doesn't drop any pearls. What the fuck? What the fuck? And here's the moment I've been dreading throughout the entire playthrough. There isn't any way to finish the game without collecting this stupid crown. Believe me, I tried. The worst part about this is that it's only worth as much as a single coin, which means that we are literally just a coin away from beating the entire game treasureless. Apparently in the Mario universe, one coin is worth 5,000 G, which seems like needlessly inflated currency. The Mushroom Kingdom's economy is in shambles, princess. I searched the internet to see if there was any way to beat the game without collecting King Boo's crown, and I couldn't find anything. It says on the Mario wiki that the lowest amount of treasure that is possible to beat the game with is 5,000 G, which means that the entire journey didn't prove anything and that people already knew you could do this. Desperate to find anything meaningful out of this playthrough, I thought that maybe we could do some math to learn a bit about Mario's world and how much they value human life in it. In most Mario games, when you collect 100 coins, you're awarded with a life. If one coin is worth 5,000 G, then one human life is worth 500,000 G. It also means that if 5,000 G is enough to purchase a tent, then one human life is worth at least 100 tents. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Actually, thank you for coming to my tent talk. See you next week.